Hello and welcome. This is Matthew McCool with another Mitel Connect Cloud tutorial. This time we're going to be looking at the Connect Cloud client. What you see over here is the Connect client. It sits on your desktop. It looks and acts the same whether you're in PC or Mac. And we're just going to go through some of the features today, and feel free to ask questions of whichever agent shared this video with you today. Starting here in the top left-hand corner, you have what is called the dial pad. This is going to, looks like a dial pad. So you can click it with your mouse, you can dial numbers, you can use your keyboard, whatever's more convenient for you. But think of this as a remote control for the phone that sits on your desk. It does not have to be connected to your computer. In fact, you can control a phone that's miles and miles away. So it all happens over the internet, but this is your remote control for your computer, or for your this is the remote control for your desk phone. Now, if you're on soft phone mode, then of course it would work for soft phone, and you'd place all your calls through the laptop. But if it's connected to a physical phone, it'll control that as well. Looking here, this is your directory. The important thing to note here with the directory is that it integrates not only with the corporate directory, but it also integrates with your Outlook directory. Now, my Outlook also syncs up with my cell phone, so I have not only my enterprise directory from Mitel, but I also have my personal directory, Amex, pest control, things like that, old friends, etc. So I've got my entire directory in here. You can of course narrow that down and filter it to only corporate exchange listings if you like. It's just simply a setting. If you search for, let's say for example, Matt. Now, whether it's in the first name, last name, it doesn't matter. It will pull up anything that has Matt in it. And you'll see that because some of these are in the organization, some of them are not, the ones that are in the organization will actually show you their status. So for example, Matt French is available. He's calling outbound. They're outbound dialing at this moment. See, it says ringing. Let's see, everybody else, okay, available but on the phone. So again, it shows you their status. It does integrate with Outlook, so if they had a meeting scheduled during this time, it would show in a meeting and whether or not they're on the phone as well. Okay, so that is the directory. Moving forward, it shows you your status here. It shows that I am currently on a desk phone. If I was on my mobile app or a soft phone, this icon would be a little bit different. This is my status. Now, because I'm recording a meeting, I manually put myself, because I'm recording a demo, I manually put myself in Do Not Disturb mode, and therefore it shows me as unavailable. I do have an appointment on my calendar right now showing that this time is reserved to create this demo, and so it shows me in a meeting. And of course, I've manually put myself to Do Not Disturb. You can manually change these, but it will automatically change based on your Outlook availability status. Okay. If you click on your self, it'll give you more settings. It'll also show you your conference bridge information. Everybody gets their own conference bridge. They also get their own screen sharing capability. So if you're using something today like WebEx, GoToMeeting, Join.me, this tool accomplishes all that. I've used all of those tools. I think this tool is just as good, if not better in some ways. So you can save some money if your corporation pays for those features today because they're already included in the Mitel Connect Cloud offering. Like I said, I'm currently on desk phone. To switch to soft phone, I simply toggle here. I can also do something called external assignment number. So if, for example, I am working from from my home, for example, and maybe I don't normally work from home and I don't have my handset with me, well, I can actually do this external assignment number and I can forward all calls to my home phone. Now, when that phone rings, it picks up and it says, this is an enterprise call, press 1 to connect. So I know when I answer the phone if it's somebody personal calling from my home or if it's a business call. That way, if you've got kids that answer the phone accidentally, you're not making a bad impression, unprofessional impression for the callers. Okay, moving right along here, we're going to click on Contacts. Now, contacts are a listing of all of your favorite contacts. There are over 4,000 employees within Mitel. I don't know, nor do I need to have contact with all 4,000 of them, but there are select individuals that I speak with on a regular basis, and this is that list of favorites. Okay, as you scroll through, you can actually see again all of their availability states. Some people are in a meeting, some are available. Rebecca's in a meeting and on the phone, so it shows you their availability. You can also look at groups. And by the way, if you click on any one of these contacts, it will expand out and show you additional information. Their info, any text messages or instant messages you've had back and forth, list of all calls, voicemails if there's any, etc. You can start a video call, you can do a screen share with this individual, you can join them to the existing conference, or you can transfer the existing call to them. There's also some cool other features here with more. You can dial their mailbox, meaning their voicemail. You can send a call to voicemail, or you can alert when available. Now, because Corbin is in a meeting and on the phone, I'm going to go ahead and say alert when available, because let's pretend that I really need to speak with Corbin. What the system will do, and you may see this happen throughout our presentation, but whenever Corbin hangs up the phone, I'll get a little flag fly across the screen that says Corbin Fields became available at such and such date and time. And then I'll just click on the link and it'll allow me to dial Corbin directly without having to enter his number. So that's a really nice feature there. Moving on from favorites, you look at the subcategory of groups. Now, groups allows you to take your favorites and, you guessed it, comprise them into groups. So I've got a couple of groups here, the inside sales team as well as some sales engineers. You can expand it and see again all of their contact data, expand it and see the records, etc. But there's also a more button here. And what happens when I click that? Well, it expands out and it allows me to do some things. Not only can I see again everybody's availability state, but I can start a group chat with everyone on this thread. I can also schedule a group meeting. It will open up an Outlook invite with all of the participants' email addresses pre-populated in there, so I can schedule a group meeting. Or I can send a group voicemail. So for example, if I say, team, please make sure your expense reports are in by Friday, then that would send an email voicemail message out to the team to remember to put in their expense reports. So it's a pretty cool functionality there as well. Moving on from there, you look at recent. Recent is, as you guessed it, a call log. It shows all of your inbound, outbound, missed, etc. If you look at the direction of the arrow, it'll tell you if this was an inbound call, outbound call, or a missed call. So outbound call, the arrow's going up and to the right. An inbound call, it's coming down to the left. And a missed call, it's coming down to the left, but then it bounces out, meaning you did not answer the call. And those are highlighted in red. If you want to segment that out and just look at missed, you can do that here. All right, moving on to voicemails. This is a list of all your voicemails. You can, of course, filter it by all, unheard messages, or saved messages. One of the things that I really like about this is the ability to edit a subject. This is actually one I used in a previous example, so here we'll skip this one. Let me grab another one here. We'll edit this subject of this one over here. And so we'll say important user count changes. And so this way, when I'm looking through the voicemails, I'll be able to tell what this voicemail is in regards to. I can play it here. I can hear it through my computer speakers. I can hear it just through my handset. You can toggle that back and forth here. I can forward this message to someone else. I can save this message for later use, or I can just delete it. Whatever works for you. It's very simple to do just about anything on the system. Okay, and there you see your updated subject. Of course, it expands out the window over here to show you all of this same information. Info, messages, calls, voicemails, etc. I have no unheard messages. I've listened to them all, and here are a few messages that I have saved. All right, messages. These are instant messages. So going through here, you can message with anyone on your system. You can even do group messages. You can see this is a conversation between myself and two other people instead of just one other person. But it shows you your entire history with all of your chats, and you get all the functionality that you do with your normal stuff here. Events. As I mentioned previously, this does integrate with Outlook. So you see your entire calendar here. Anytime you have a, let me see if I can show you some past. Anytime that you have a meeting that was set up that's either a screen share or a conference call, it will give you a one-touch dial. And no, we don't have any listed here. So when that happens, it will highlight just a green handset button. All you have to do is click that one button. Your phone will go off hook, dial the number, enter in the PIN, the password, everything for you. So pretty nice and easy. It'll also have a screen share button if the conference is set up to do a screen share. One click access and you're in. Now, what if you want to set up a screen share or maybe a video call with someone? You're on the Events tab. All you have to do is hit the plus key. We're going to go ahead and do a collaboration, which is a screen share. In order to do a video, you simply toggle here, and it'll change it to a video call. But for collaboration, I'm going to call this test meeting. We'll just leave it at that. We'll say it's an hour long. In fact, yeah, that's fine. We're going to use the existing bridge that comes with your profile. If you have a different service, you can do that here. You can list organizers. Organizers are people who can start, stop, and control the meeting. Presenters are people who have the ability to share their screen as well. And then you have participants. Participants are view only. So depending upon the people that you're inviting, you might put them in a few different categories here. Then you have agenda. Now this is one of the cool things that I really like, and I'll go ahead and take the time to just type out a little brief agenda. So we'll say meet and greet 5 minutes. We'll say recap of info, in other words, why are we here? We'll say that's 5 minutes. We'll say connect demo 30 minutes. We might say mobility demo 10 minutes. Oops. 10 minutes. And then we'll say teamwork demo 10 minutes. And then we'll say Q&A, 10 minutes. Oh, you'll see, hey, we're already an hour. In fact, we just passed our hour by 10 minutes. So we fully met that. So it helps you kind of stay on track, and you're able to say, okay, well, maybe I can cut off 5 minutes here. Maybe the Q&A can only be 5 minutes. And now we're down. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I want to have a wrap up. So I'm going to say, give myself another 5 minutes there. So I'll say wrap up and next steps. We'll make that 5 minutes. Okay, so we're still within our hour allotted time that we set for ourselves. Oops, there we go. Okay, you can type in some notes here. If you want to, you've got more settings. You can choose if the meeting starts when anyone joins or only if one of the organizer joins. You can make it when someone arrives or leaves, play a simple audio tone, or they have to announce their name. You can mute all participants upon entry if you like. You can show everyone's names to all participants or not. And you can require them to press 1 to enter the audio portion, or, as I prefer, just to have them automatically added to the audio portion. So now that we've set up things the way that we want, we've got our extra settings done and our agenda and everything's in there, you just simply hit create. It's pulling from Outlook. It would put anybody's name in here that I invited to the meeting. And here's our agenda, color-coded with the appropriate time segments. 1 click to join. Beautiful invite. Super, super easy. Anyone can do it. If they're dialing in from the car, they can, of course, if they have mobility, they can do 1 button push. But if, let's say, they're outside of the organization and they're driving and they want to dial in the car, but they don't want to have to pull over and enter this big long conference number and a PIN and all this stuff. This is the link. All they do is they just click this with their cell phone and it'll dial in and they hit pound. So they're in and good to go. Any questions? Feel free to ask the agent that shared this with you. Otherwise, this concludes the Mitel Connect Cloud client demonstration. My name is Matthew McCool, and thank you so much. Bye-bye.